It's a New Orleans tradition. In fact, hundreds of thousands of king cakes are eaten during Mardi Gras every single year. Made with a rich Danish dough and covered in glaze with purple, green, and gold sanding sugar, it's what's hidden inside that adds excitement to this dessert. On Just Add Sugar, we're bringing you some of our favorite sugary recipes that are sure to tempt and delight any sweet tooth. Enjoyed from January 6th until Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras, the King Cake has many variations, but we're using a recipe from the king of New Orleans cooking himself, Emeril Lagasse. So we're gonna start by mixing our yeast and sugar into a bowl with warm water. Let it activate. Give it a good stir and then set it aside. All right, over here I already have my flour in a big bowl. I'm gonna add our sugar, salt, nutmeg, lemon rind, and milk. Give it a good stir, and then add our melted butter. Next, we're gonna add our egg yolks one at a time and keep mixing. Looks like our yeast is ready. It's bubbling and it's activated, so I'm gonna add it in as well. Now this last ingredient is completely optional, but we have some glazed orange rinds that we chopped up super fine. So I'm just gonna add a little of those in our dough. Great, now as you can see, this dough is super thick, so I'm just gonna turn it out and start to knead it. This might take up to 5 or 6 minutes until you can get the dough nice and smooth and elastic. Wonderful. Now I'm just gonna place the dough into a bowl that I sprayed with a little bit of nonstick cooking spray, and then just flip it over so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then we're gonna cover it and let it rise in a warm spot for about 90 minutes. Wow, this dough has doubled in size. Now we're gonna punch it down and roll it into a cylinder. I love that part. All right, so onto a floured surface. We're just gonna roll this out about 30 inches. And you can use your hands for this part. You don't need a rolling pin. I found the best way is just to slowly roll it and then stretch it at the same time. This looks about 30 inches. Now to bake this, I'm using a paella pan, but you can also use a pizza stone. And just gently place it in there, forming a ring. Now you also want to press these ends together really well because you don't want people to be able to tell where it ended and where it started. So I'm going to use a coffee can. This is going to help keep the perfect ring shape. Now this is the part that I love, hiding the baby in the cake. Now this cake is named after the 3 kings or wise men who went looking for baby Jesus. And I found these little plastic babies at the party store in the baby shower section. So you want to make sure that the baby is big enough so that when someone gets the baby in their slice of cake, they can see it and they don't choke. I think I'm going to hide the baby right there. So make sure you hide the baby in the dough from the very bottom so that there's no way that someone knows where it is. That's really the fun part. Then we're gonna cover the cake with a towel, let it rise in a warm place for about 45 minutes. Then we're gonna bake the cake with the coffee can in it for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees. Now that our cake is cold, I'm gonna show you how to make a simple glaze. It's just 2 cups of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a little water. Just whisk it up until it's nice and smooth. We're just gonna drizzle it on the cake. This is the perfect consistency to drizzle. I'm gonna use a spoon for this. And you're just gonna drizzle the entire cake with the glaze. This looks delicious on its own, but we gotta add that Mardi Gras spirit. So we're gonna use sprinkles in purple, green, and gold. Now purple signifies justice. And you're just gonna sprinkle it ever so lightly. And we wanna do sections of purple, green, and gold. Green represents faith, and yellow, which is power. All right, I'm gonna keep decorating the cake. New Orleans tradition is that each person takes a piece of cake hoping to find the plastic baby inside, and whoever finds it is crowned king or queen for the day, and then that person hosts the following year's party and brings the king cake. All right, let's see if I get the baby Jesus. Oh, it's not in this slice, but I can't wait to try it. This cake is so delicious. Kind of reminds me of a cinnamon roll, especially with the glaze and the nutmeg, but you can really taste that lemon. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you'd like to see me make in sugar form in the comment box below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Popsugar Girls Guide. I'm Brandi, and I'll see you next time on Just Add Sugar.